Good morning. So, let's see what we got. Computer's working today. Cleaned out the patio, so hopefully you can all hear me. I might, if you don't hear me well today, especially when I turn my head and like I'm facing the back wall, please let me know, because then I will look into buying a new connection, because that's super important that you guys can hear me. We're probably going to do some transitioning in the next month with the yoga, so it should be good for everybody, and then I'm hoping to be able to see you, even if it's virtually, for those of you who want to participate. And hopefully with gyms in different places now opening up, I'm not sure for those of you who are in my city program, that's still up in the air. However, I am considering some park yoga, so let me know. It'd be like hot yoga. We'll find some shade. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Today is our easier yoga day, so it's our beginner day. So I'm going to just take it from a beginner standpoint today. So in case I have any new people joining me today, so in yoga, when we come into our mountain pose, Namaste, some people will say, we're going to take the crown of our head, so the crown of our head, thumb through the middle, reach back. We're going to take that fingertip to the top. Wherever the top is, reach through that piece of your head. So that part of your head is called your crown of your head. We're going to always try to keep our belly to our back. In pretty much every position, we want to engage the belly. We want to engage the mula bandha, which is basically your kegel muscle. And then in our mountain pose, we like to keep the shoulders back. So we're bringing that chest forward, and we're bringing those palms forward. So lots going on here. We also want to root from the bottom. So we want to make sure the feet are rooted into that mat firmly. Okay? Not gripping, relaxed, but firmly. And we feel those feet into the mat. Alright, so this is our mountain pose right here. And we're going to come into what we call it Ujjayi breath. Now you don't have to carry it throughout in every yoga practice, but in Ashtanga we like to try to carry it throughout our practice. I think that's part of yoga, that you carry that breath throughout the yoga practice. That is really what yoga is. It's a connection of movement and breath. So Ujjayi breath is victorious breath, and it's a deep inhale through the nose, and we take it nice and slow. So inhale through the nose, and when you exhale, it's almost like fogging that mirror. So you go, remember when you were a kid, or maybe there's some kids out there and you like to make that mirror in your compact or mirror on the bathroom, wall, fog. So it's that sound. So that's what we're trying to, that's the inhale and exhale that we're trying to use. And the only difference is we're actually closing our mouth on that exhale, so you can actually feel the breath moving through the throat. All right, so why don't we go ahead and try that. Go ahead and come into that mountain pose, and then come into your Ujjayi breath. So nice deep inhale, nice and slow through the nose. And you can take the first couple exhales through the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Now we're going to try it with our mouth pose. Inhale. And exhale. Again, let's try that again. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, still hearing that sound. Swirling around the throat. Alright, so try to keep this breath throughout your practice. And with any yoga practice, I want you to listen to your body. And what that means is, when we're in different positions, maybe you don't do the full position. Maybe you do modified position. Paying attention to your body and how it feels is super important. You want to overdo anything. So in yoga, we give ourselves grace. So So yesterday we may have been able to do stuff that today our body just doesn't want to do. Or today we might find that our body is willing and ready to go further. So that's what we talk about when we talk about listening to our body. Allow your body to lead you. All right, let's take a couple breaths together. We're going to inhale those hands up. We can open our eyes and exhale down. Good, let's inhale the hands back up. And exhale down. Good, inhale the hands once again. This time I want you to grab that right wrist and grow over to the left and pull that left wrist over. So we're going to grab the right hand over to the left wrist, bringing the left wrist over to the right side, bringing it over the ears so that way we're not leaning forward, keeping the belly nice and tight, still engaged really is what we're trying to say, belly to back. And then inhale, come up to center, switch hands, so left hand grabs the right wrist, and then take it over to the right side. So feeling the length on the right side of your body. Good. Inhale, come up to center. We're going to open up, bring those hands out to the side, elbows come facing down to the mat as we lift the chest forward and look up. Tuck the belly to the back so the tailbone doesn't push out too far. Good. Inhale those hands back up. And then exhale, we're going to open back up into what we call a cactus. A nice little English word here. That Sanskrit. Good. Inhale, come up once again. And then we're going to just exhale. Nice and all the way down to the mat. So put a little bend in that knee. So putting a little bend in that knee kind of helps your, there's a lot going on here. So I like to bend in my knee for my first couple of folds anyways. And then we're going to inhale and we're going to lift all the way up to the top. Good, bringing those hands to the side as we exhale. We're going to just do that fold 2 more times. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, fold. So maybe a little bend in this knee. Again. And then inhale, lift all the way up. Good. Exhale, hands come to the side. All right, last one. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, fold. So maybe straight leg down. And then inhale, lift all the way up. Good. Exhale, hands come to the side. So let's go ahead and step to the top of our mat. We're going to take what we call vinyasa. Sanskrit, Sura Namaskara A. So it's a, they're like full vinyasa. So come to the top of your mat. You're going to take those feet together, come into your mountain pose. You're going to inhale the hands all the way up. And then exhale, fold all the way down, just like we were. Okay, maybe the hands touch the ground, maybe they don't. We're going to inhale, lift the head and the body halfway. So we're going to reach the crown of the head forward. You can take the hands to the front of the shins. So the tailbone to the top of the head, the crown of the head, is reaching forward. So it's nice and flat. So shoulders back. So no rounded shoulders here. Exhale the hands down. So we're going to take the hands all the way down to the mat and we're going to step our feet all the way back. Modification is you can come down to your knees and exhale down. So you want to give you a go. Chin, chest, then belly. Inhale up. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Keep the top of the toes pushing into the mat. Tuck the toes. And we're going to lift the hips all the way up. So very modified vinyasa here. We're going to breathe into this pose, which is your downward facing dog. Maybe you want to walk those legs out, releasing any tension with those legs on the back of the legs. So we usually sit here for, on most of these, 5 breaths. Sometimes there's just a transition and we take a breath and we come back to whatever new position we're going into. But most of the time, they are a full 5 breaths. So we're going to step our feet forward as we inhale and lift halfway, flattening that back once again. And then exhale, fold. And inhale, come all the way up. Good. Exhale, hands to the side. All right, let's do that again. Inhale the hands up. We're going to go a little bit faster. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Take those hands down to the mat. Step our feet back and lower down. I'm going to come into that modified still. You go whichever way you want to. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. So very modified. Breathing for 5 breaths. We're going to do one more of these. I know it's our easy day, but we're just going over some fundamentals right now. So when we're here, our fingertips are nice and wide. Our shoulders are wide so that we feel the broadening through the shoulder blades. Our bellies to our back, tailbone nice and high. So you can even bend those knees to keep that tailbone nice and high. All right, next inhale, look at those hands and step your feet forward. Lifting halfway, reach that crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, come all the way up. Good, exhale, hands come to the side. Last one, inhale those hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Go ahead and step your feet back, maybe lower down to your knees. Exhale, chin, chest, belly. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck the toes, and lift the hips. So very modified, but even though you're modified, you're in full control. So try not to allow that body to drop when we go chin, chest, belly. Okay? So don't let the belly hit first. You want to control that. That comes from strength in your arms as well as the core. All right, let's look at our hands and step our feet forward. Lifting halfway. Exhale, fold, and then inhale, come all the way up. Good. Exhale, hands come to the side. Let's step that right foot back. So stepping that right foot back, we're going to come into a warrior one. So back foot is in a 45-degree. Hips are pointing forward towards the mat, the front of the mat. Knee is bent on the left knee, or the left foot, and the knee is pointing towards the pinky toe. We're going to bring those hands all the way up, and then relax the shoulders, keeping the belly tucked. Shoulders over the hips. Always seems like a lot. There's always something to work on, right? As we breathe here. We usually take about 5 breaths here. And then we're going to just straighten this left leg and pivot all the way to the back of the mat, dropping into your warrior two right here. So remember, bend into that right knee. Right knee is pointing towards the right pinky toe. The left foot is in a 45-degree angle, and the foot is rooted, so you feel the outside of that left foot still. Good, hands up, shoulders away from the shoulders. Good, open up into your warrior two. So that left hip opens up. We're going to reach through those fingertips. Try to strengthen our arms. Pretend like somebody's pulling you. 2 people are pulling you. So reach hand. So we want to keep our shoulders right over those hips. Lots of strength still in the legs. All right, let's straighten that right leg. Pivot the body to the front of the mat. So the left foot now is bending, and we're coming into our warrior two right here. So once again, maybe we're walking those legs out a little bit, trying to find more length. This knee's pointing to the pinky toe still, and our shoulders are right over our hands. Good. We're just going to take a nice inhale here, and then exhale to the front of your mat. Good. So let's take that right foot back once again. This time we're going to take our triangle pose. So triangle pose, your heels should be in alignment here. I like to take my toes and point them to the short ends of the mat, or the long end of the mat. Some people put their foot in a 45-degree. Doesn't feel comfortable for me, but that is what most books tell you to do. Okay, so we're going to take those hands out to the side. Reach that left hand forward, take that left hand down. Right hand comes all the way up. See how the shoulders are still stacked right here. We want to keep that in. So if you can only come this far without moving that shoulder forward, then this is your position today. You can exhale and bring that left hand all the way down. Do not change that shoulder position. Good. You can look up to the right hand. If you want to take the peace fingers of the left hand and wrap it around the big toe, go ahead and do that. Good. Let's come all the way up. We're going to pivot to the back of the mat. Same thing, triangle pose in the back of the mat. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up, and then find how far you can go. Good. Another thing here is your belly still to your back, and your left hip is pulling back as your right hip pushes forward. Lots of things to consider. Now we don't have to do everything perfect, so I'm just giving you the information. Inhale, come forward. We're going to pivot our body now. So we're going to come into a twisted triangle. So those back toes, in order to protect our knees, we need to point them towards the back of your mat. So both toes are pointing forward. Okay, we're going to take the left hand up, and then take that left hand to the outside of that right foot. So you might want to change the distance from center on the leg. So maybe bring them forward a little bit so you can do your twist a little bit easier. And just make sure the back foot stays rooted as we take our little twist here. So we have more going on here. Now we're trying to balance further because we're twisting our body, throwing everything off a little bit. Good, look down, and then inhale, come up. Pivot to the front of your mat, same thing. You might want to shorten that distance from center. Inhale the right hand, and then exhale as you reach that right hand over to the outside of that left foot. So go ahead and take your twist here. Maybe that left hand comes up to the sky, or maybe that left hand just stays on your hip. It's up to you. Okay, let's breathe here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and inhale from forward, and exhale, step to the front of your mat. Good. Maybe shake that out. So with each hold, what I like to do is 5 breaths. Now, when I counted to 5, it sounded like you weren't really like. So understand that I know that. I also know that I talk a lot, and so I'm trying to give you. So as you come into your position, begin your breaths. I'll move us through. All right. Let's take that left foot into the mat. We're going to root that foot, which means open up those toes. Really feel that foot into your mat. Find some balance within that left foot. So coming into our tree pose, we're going to make sure that our right knee is pointing straight out to the right. You want to engage that belly and the mula bandha as well. So you can keep the toes touching, or you can bring that foot into the calf or above the knee. Okay? Now we're going to take those hands to heart center. I'm going to push those hands in together. So we're going to build strength in our hands, our arms right here. And then we want to push that left leg, wherever you have the right foot, we're going to push into that right foot and find some energy right there as you're breathing. For 5, 4, don't forget to look and focus on something. 3, 2, and then inhale those hands all the way up. And then exhale, release. Good, release everything now. Maybe shake out that left foot. Hopefully you didn't have to grip too much and it's not so tired. So right foot now, open up those toes and then drop them down to the mat. So find some balance and within that right foot. Find all 4 corners. Taking that left foot now, whatever position you want to take it to. And then bring those hands to heart center. So building energy in the hands, we're going to push those hands together. Strengthen the upper body. Chest is still forward, belly to back. And then build energy where the foot and the thigh are connecting. Good. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and inhale those hands all the way up. And then exhale, release. I was going to lose it anyways. All right, let's shake that out. So yesterday we did some of our leg lifts, or so our extensions, and I felt that we were losing a little bit, and I don't know if you've lost it, but I have a little bit of strength, so we're going to work on that today. So once again, we're coming into that left foot. We're going to root that left foot into the mat, and we're going to take that right knee forward. Okay, so you can stay right here, or you can try to take those peace fingers around the big toe of that right foot. So right hand, right foot. Okay, and then we're going to try to extend that leg straight out and breathe here for 5, 4, you can always keep that knee just bent and lifted body. 3, 2, and then inhale, lift this right leg and open it up. So even if you have a bent knee, you're bending that knee and opening it up to the side. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's bring this leg forward. This is what we were working on yesterday. So extend out that leg, make that muscle work, and hold. Try not to lean back for 3, 2, 1. Lift up, and then release that down. I know this is easy yoga. I know. All right, right foot mat sits into that mat. So the modified yoga is right here. We're going to take that left leg. We're going to flex that foot and keep that knee bent. Belly to back, chest forward, crown of the head up. If you want to extend that leg, go ahead and do so right now. Good. We're breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now if your knee is bent or if your leg is straight, doesn't matter, open it up to the left. Keeping that foot flexed. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then bring that leg forward. So when we bring that leg forward, we're going to extend that leg out, really engaging that muscle there as we breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Lift that leg up and release it. Yesterday I think it was down here, so we've got to work on that. All right, let's take a vinyasa down to the mat. Inhale the hands up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting halfway, and exhale, take those hands down to the mat. Go ahead and step those feet back and lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Good. Breathing here, and then step down into a seat. So take those legs straight out in front of you. We're going to flex those feet and take the hands right beside your hips. So when we do this, we're going to push into the mat. Now if you don't feel like you can bring that chest forward here, go ahead and walk those hands just a little bit further back. You want to pop that chest forward. Keep those feet flexed. So you notice how your feet are flexed and your thighs are pushing into the mat now. So you're engaging the whole leg. So hands can come either by side of the hip or right behind it. We're bringing that chest forward, keeping that belly tucked and your mula bandha engaged as well. Now we're just going to drop that chin to our chest. So try to hold all of this as you breathe. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's inhale those hands up. And then exhale, fold forward. So maybe the peace fingers are going to wrap around those big toes. You can also bend those knees a little bit if you need to. So grab whatever you want. So it could be the feet, the toes, the ankles. We're going to inhale, lift the crown of the head up. Bring those shoulders back, and then exhale, fold a little bit deeper. So knees can be bent to do that. You'll still feel it on the back of the legs. But more importantly, you'll extend through the spine. So you can feel the bottom of the tailbone right now. You can feel that stretching right through the spine. Now push that chest forward a little bit more so the crown of the head reaches up, and then you can feel the spine even further, yeah? All right, let's inhale, come up. We're going to take those hands about 6 inches now behind us. So I'm going to show you the modified today. If you know the full posture here, go ahead and do so. So modified posture is we're going to pop that chest forward once again. And we're going to drop that head back so you can look up. Okay, keeping those toes pointed right here. We're going to point those toes straight out, which also you'll notice engages the legs. Keeping that belly to your back. Very modified right here. You want to take a reverse tabletop, this is same goal. Alright, lift those hips all the way up. Keep those feet about hip distance apart. Good, breathing here. for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and drop those hips and straighten those legs. All right, come forward. So we're going to take the right foot into the left thigh now. The right foot is going to come as high as you can into the left thigh. Now we're going to move our body over to the left leg. Inhale the hands up, and then exhale, fold forward. So grab whatever you can. Once again, we're going to inhale, bringing that chest forward, shoulders back, and then exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Keep that belly to your back. Maybe looking at the toes with your eyes. It's called your drishti. It's your focal point. And breathing. All right, let's inhale, come up. We're going to straighten that right leg out now and take that left foot into the right thigh. Good. Flexing that right foot. We're squaring our body over to the right. Inhale the hands up, and then exhale, fold over to the right side. Grab whatever you can here. Once again, inhale, lift the chest forward, shoulders come back, and fold. Looking at the toes. You can also look at the navel, whichever is most comfortable for your neck. And don't forget to breathe, belly to back. Good, let's inhale, come up. All right, so we're going to start with that. We're going to keep that right leg straight. We're going to take that left foot and place it down on the mat. So left foot is down on the mat. We're going to take a little twist here. So if you are expecting, I'd like you to twist the opposite way. Any twist is always an open twist. Otherwise, you can take your left hand right behind you, since our left knee is bent, and you have two options. You can cradle this left knee as you look behind you, or you can take that right hand in front of that left knee, trying to keep that left hand right close to the body as you breathe here. Look behind you, crown of the head still is reaching up. Your belly is still to your back. Your right foot is flexed. Good, let's inhale, look forward. And then we're going to just switch sides. So that left leg is going to come straight. That right foot is going to bend. We're going to take that right hand behind us. Take that left hand up and then take your twist. Remember, you can always just cradle this right leg, or you can put the tricep in front and take your twist there. Looking behind you, make sure you keep that left leg flexed. Got all these little bands. That's when we know it's starting to warm up. All the bugs down. All right, let's inhale, look forward. Okay. So it's time to lay down. So lay all the way down. What shall we do today? So let's take that left leg and take it all the way down to the mat. We're going to retain this right knee into our chest. So bring it into your chest if it's not already into the chest. And then we're going to extend out that leg. So I want you to take your feast fingers and wrap it around the big toe. Okay. Extend out that right leg and bring the shoulders up off the mat. And so maybe the right leg goes straight, maybe it's a little bent, doesn't matter. We are going to keep our shoulders up off the mat, which means you're going to have to engage the core. So we're not using this arm to keep us up. We're actually using the core as you're breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and drop the shoulders down. I want you to still retain that big toe. If your knee bends because you did that, that's fine. But we're going to take this right leg all the way over to the right side. So it could be a bent knee, that's fine. Make sure this left hip doesn't lift. If the left hip starts to lift, I want you to take that left hand and push it down. Okay, that's just tightness in the hips, so we're going to try to work that out as we go along. All right, let's lift up that right leg. Now we're going to bend that right knee, completely bend it. And taking the right knee over to the left side. Guiding it with our left hand, and then open up those shoulders so you can look over the right shoulder. So we want to keep the shoulders on the mat. Nice deep breaths here. Alright, let's inhale, bring that knee into the chest. Give it a little bit of a hug here, and then release it down into the mat. Taking the left knee now, and we're going to take that knee into the chest. We're going to take those peace fingers of the left hand and wrap it around the big toe, and then try to extend out that left leg, lifting the shoulders up off the mat, engaging that core to keep us lifted. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release the shoulders down and open up this left leg all the way open to the left. Remember, if that knee bends, that's okay. You can just keep it bent. Keep this right hip down. Go ahead and look over. You can look over the right shoulder. Let's inhale that leg all the way up, and then we're going to bend that knee. Keeping that knee into the chest, we're going to open, or take it all the way over to the right side. Keeping that left shoulder down, and look over that left shoulder. Alright, let's take that left knee into the chest, give it a little hug, and then release it down to the mat. Alright, bending both knees. So we're going to take the feet down to the mat. Taking that right ankle and placing it on top of the left thigh. We're going to take those hands and thread them through, either grabbing the back of the left thigh or the front of the left calf, keeping that left foot flexed. So whichever one you do, you're probably going to feel some stretching over on that right hip. Okay, breathe. And the closer you pull that left knee in towards your chest, the more you're going to feel it. So if it ends up to be too much, just back it off. Alright, let's move our hips, knees from side to side. So we're just going to rock ourselves right here. As you rock yourselves, you might feel a little bit more of a stretch. It's okay. Good. And then take this right foot all the way down to the left side. Go ahead and release those hands. Open up those shoulders. Keep them down on the mat. As you take this little twist here, you can open the hands nice and wide if you want. You can look over the right shoulder. Alright, let's bring that knee into the chest. And we are going to just switch sides. So left ankle is on top of the right thigh. We're going to thread our hands through, grabbing either the back of the right thigh or the front of the right calf, keeping that right foot flexed. We're just going to breathe here as we keep that knee coming in towards the chest as much as is comfortable. This is a reclined pigeon. It's a modified pigeon. If you're used to the one that you're told to position differently on the mat. But anyways, it's a modified pigeon right here. Let's rock ourselves from side to side. And then we're going to take that left foot and take it all the way down to the right side, releasing those hands, maybe opening up those shoulders. Alright, let's take those knees into the chest. And then release those knees. So uncross them, take the feet down. Let's keep the knees high. We're going to take that right foot and place it on top of the left thigh. Okay, so we've been here. We're going to take those hands and we're going to drop them down to the sides. We're going to do a little ab exercise right now. We're going to point up this left leg all the way up. So we're engaging that core. We're going to release that left leg nice and slow to the count of 5, 4. We're going to go take it almost all the way down to the ground, but we're not going to touch the ground. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to lift it all the way up, nice and slow for 5, 4, 3, 2. Do you hear the shaking in my voice? 1. All right, exhale down for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Always taking. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Bend that knee, drop it down, bend up, and then drop the foot down. Alright, so right foot comes down to the mat. We're going to take that left ankle, place it on top of that right thigh, and then extend out that right leg. Keep that foot flexed if you can. Exhale for 5, 4, 3. That right foot is coming towards the mat. 2, and 1. Then inhale back up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and last one for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend that knee. Drop both feet down to the mat. Awesome. So we're going to finish with our bridge pose. We're going to take those knees and bend them. Take those feet about hip distance apart, rooted into the mat. Okay, when we lift, we want to try to keep the knee right above the ankle. We don't want the knee way in back of the ankle, and we don't want the knee way in front of the ankle. Okay, so when we lift, we really want to keep the knee and ankle in alignment. So we may not do it perfect, but you can kind of imagine it as you're lifting. So let's take a nice inhale right here. Inhale the breath. As we exhale the breath, we're going to lift the hips, push the hips up to the ceiling. Maybe walking the shoulders underneath and clasping the hands together underneath the hips. So now think about those where your position is, your knee and your ankle. Now I know I can feel when my knee is way in front of my ankle, and you can certainly feel when your feet are in front, because what you're going to end up with is a lot more work here and sinking in your back. So this here, it obviously engages the glutes and the hamstrings, and then you feel the lower back also engaged. Yeah? Good. Exhale down. And then when your feet are way too far back, it's your quads that seem to be doing more of the work. The goal there is to help strengthen the lower back, which in order to do that, we strengthen the glutes and the hamstrings too. That helps build those muscles to protect the lower back. All right, let's take another deep breath here. And then as we exhale, push those hips up. Walk those shoulders under. Good, breathing. Push into those heels. Engage those muscles, the glutes, the hamstrings. Push the chest up. Chin points up to the ceiling. Good. Shoulders come out as we exhale, the hips down into the mat. All right, let's take another inhale right here. And exhale, push those hips all the way up. Maybe you're walking the shoulders under a little bit deeper, pushing the hips higher, pushing the chest higher. All right, shoulders out first, and then hips come down into the mat. We're going to take those knees into our chest and rock ourselves from side to side. My dog is irritated with the flies. All right, rock yourself all the way up. Always after a back bend or a bridge pose, we like to do a forward fold. This is an easy one. Inhale the hands up. Reach those hands forward. Grabbing whatever you can. This one you can let those shoulders roll. Doesn't really matter right now. Okay, inhale, come up. Now we're going to take those knees, and this is our last one, and we're going to go into our Shavasana, but we're going to take those knees into our chest right here. I'm going to switch because we have a little incline right here. Into the chest. Okay, we're going to bring those shoulders back, push that chest forward, keep that belly to our back, and then find the sit bones. So the sit bones are in front of the tailbone. Okay, behind your, right there. Alright. So you can hang out right here, or you can take those legs out. Try to find that balance still. Bring those hands out. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then cross those legs. Take those hands to the mat. Tighten the mula bandha and the lower belly as we lift up off the ground, and then exhale down. So do that again. So you can take the legs out, arms out. Maybe try to straighten those legs. Try to stay off the tailbone. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross those legs once again. Push those hands into the mat as we lift and tighten. And then exhale down. So the last one, you can do the same way we were doing, or you can try to straighten those legs. Now this is going to take you down to your tailbone a little bit. We want to keep that chest forward. Keep those legs nice and straight and hold. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and then go ahead and lower the whole body all the way down to the mat. And take those legs out to the sides. Reach those hands over the head. As we inhale, we're going to tighten everything up. And then exhale, open the mouth and sigh. Release everything. One more time. Inhale, tightening everything up. And exhale, sigh, and release. Good. Go ahead and take those hands off to the side. Relaxing the body. This is what we call Shavasana. And it's the very last pose you should do in any yoga practice. And what we try to do in this pose is really relax the body. So we want the muscles to release. So we walk our mind from our toes throughout our body. So we're going to do a really modified version right now. So just stay with me. We're going to start at the toes, maybe wiggle the toes out, and then relax them. Work our ways to our ankles. And if you're finding any tension as we come along this path, Just try to release that muscle. Tell that muscle relax. Just relax. All right, going into the calves, seeing if you're holding on to any tension. And then at the knees. And at the thighs. The hips. Maybe wiggle out the hips and then release that tension. And the lower back. Up to the shoulders. Down through the arms. And the hands. Point those palms at the most relaxing way for your body. Palms up, let those hands fall if they can. And then we take your mind all the way to our head. Really trying to release the weight of the head into your mouth. And then bring some attention to our eyes and release those frown lines. And our mouth, we want to rest the lines around your face and our mouth. And lastly, your tongue. Release the tongue from the top of the mouth. So as you're here, you can take as long as you want. If you want a longer Shavasana, then go ahead and do so. So we like to stay here for a few minutes. As I walk you through that practice, I'll bring you out pretty quickly. But as we're here, we're really just focusing in on maybe one sound that brings us joy, comfort, and just releasing all thoughts from our mind. I always say that you can acknowledge the thoughts. In fact, it's good to acknowledge that you have them, and then release them back out of the mind. Go ahead and start bringing awareness back to the body by wiggling the fingers and toes. Maybe moving the head from side to side. All right, bringing the knees into your chest. And we're going to rock ourselves from side to side. And taking those knees over to one side as you use your hands as a pillow for your head to rest there for a moment. Taking one final breath before bringing yourself up to a seat at the top of your mat. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I think I have Melinda, maybe Iggy, Patty, and Corey all stopped in. Thank you for at least stopping by. Hopefully you had a good practice. Please, any feedback, send it my way. I would appreciate it. Let's take a couple closing breaths together. We're going to inhale those hands all the way up and exhale. Inhale, lift the hands up. Bringing those hands to your forehead for positive thoughts, to your lips for kind words, and to your heart for a thankful heart. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste. All right, y'all. See you soon.